The way we approach ventilation is pretty different than much of the rest of the UK because we come from it from Passivhaus, which is best practice in reality.
So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to one more episode of Meet the Team. Here we have Stefan. He's from Pole Heat Recovery. And hello, how are you?
Hello, nice to meet you. Yes, I'm fine.
Would you like to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
My name is Stefan Hoover, so I work for Pole Heat Recovery. Founded the company in 2007 with a business partner. We're excited to work together with Heriot-Watt on this project. It's been an interesting journey and we really enjoyed meeting the team. It's a pleasure to be involved in the forefront of research and sustainability, and that's what really is on my heart.
Okay, that's good. What did you study in university and why was it that you chose that you were interested in?
Well, I come from Germany, Munich. As a teen, I was interested in environmental aspects and sustainability, but I didn't find anything in Munich to study at the time, in terms of environmental friendly technologies. So I chose my second favorite subject, business management, and studied that at the time. Then the circle closed when I came to Britain, and the opportunity opened up to work in sustainable, friendly technologies.
Okay, that's good because you combine both of your passions together and then you can start working on this company as well. So can you tell me a little bit more about the company, what you guys do?
Yes, well, the business has transformed a bit. As I said, I started off in 2007 with a business partner who was a master craftsman and invited me to join his company. And we were involved in energy efficient products and noticed actually that the construction industry in Scotland is completely different than in Germany, dominated by the mass house builders who have very little interest in sustainability and energy efficiency. And the customers themselves have a different aspiration in terms of quality. So we said we need to really promote and educate people in energy efficiency. And so we promoted Passivhaus in 2007 when it was really in its infancy in Scotland, and we did conferences and training for architects and seminars. As part of promoting Passivhaus, the cream of energy efficiency, we needed to provide the products like MVHR, which wasn't really available in the mainstream house building market. So the way we approach ventilation is pretty different than much of the rest of the UK because we come from it from Passivhaus, which is best practice in reality. And so we specify and think from a different angle. And I think that makes us stand out.
That's good that you had different angle of what is a passive house. And we are really happy to have you as a company working with us. So how is your company contributing to the project?
The company name derives from the German inventor of the counterflow cross-flow heat exchanger, Ewald Paul. And he was the founder of the company Pole in Germany. And he was a very, very research-driven person that wanted to optimize things, experiment things, and make it better. And we're very proud to take his name to Scotland and have the same ethos and drive to make things better and optimize things. So I hope we optimizing your project to make it a good project.
No, that's very interesting. And let's move on to how do you manage quarantine? Are you guys working remotely from home? And did it affect your work or was it better?
Well, the first lockdown, affected us very much. We couldn't install, we couldn't service. We just had to work from a skeleton staff in the warehouse because we had to still fulfill our online orders and products. But we noticed that actually the pandemic increased awareness of people's indoor air quality, the awareness how people live inside the houses. People are locked away in their homes, and the indoor air quality plays a big part in the spread of the virus. And so people became much more aware of actually what's going on inside their homes, and it actually helped our industry very much because it was a quantum shift in awareness how necessary actually good ventilation in homes is.
Yeah, no, that's good. Actually, so as you said, more people are starting to be aware of this because they know that having been at home all the time, it might affect your health. Are you using this kind of products in your house as well?
Yes, many years ago, I retrofitted an MVHR system in our house here. And yeah, it's brilliant.
Okay, that's good. And so let's move on to the Team Sting House. So why your company decided to partner with us? And is there any experience that you hope to gain from us?
Well, I always personally love research and experimental things and exploring new technologies and products, understanding actually the working of things. And so I'm excited to work together with the university because it's really on my heart. And I think the partnership be a mutual benefit for both parties, for us to see how things work in a completely different climate like Dubai, but also to pass on a bit of knowledge to our students. We had a bit of a training session, and I always love that to see knowledge and experience being passed on.
Yes, that's too good. So I just want to ask you, what is it specifically that your company is contributing to the ESTEEM project?
We looked at it, from the start, from the initial design stages, and tried to implement sustainable aspects like Passivhaus, how things work. We said, the house in such a climate can only work with zero solar gains. And I think that's made a bit of a difference in terms of the design of the house, because overheating protection is the main driver here. So we provide the ventilation system with a heating and cooling module. We help with the design of the system, and we hope to soon provide it in 3D into the first kit.
Yeah, that's good. And it's very nice to have this kind of technology as well. Ventilation system is really important. So how do you think this project is going to impact the future on construction?
Well, I think fabric first is definitely the future, to concentrate on a good thermal envelope, to minimize your energy spend, whether it be for heating or for cooling. I see that, in many, many ways that modern buildings, don't even consider overheating protection.
Yeah.
Lightweight structures with a large glazing, no shading, no thermal mass, and lo and behold, buildings in Scotland are overheating, and nobody would have thought about it. And then they're thinking of mechanically cool it, which is not efficient at all. So design aspect of keeping heat in and heat out when needed is important, but also modular buildings, buildings that can be offsite constructed, that will be the future. And obviously going to the limits of thermal performance with Dubai, that will definitely help to optimize such thermal envelope.
Yeah, no, it's also nice to hear that you talk about modular houses, because that's what we are going to do. Our house is modular and functional. So have you had any challenges that you're facing or you faced before and in the sustainable initiative in your company?
Well, yes, a lot. And I have to be very careful how to say that, because most of the Scottish construction industry, unfortunately, is set in their ways. They like to do things as they always did, and change is not often very welcome. Challenges individuals, see themselves challenged that other people do things better or different, and there's a fear factor. So there's a lot of subconscious motivators and drivers where people then start to talk negatively, for example, about Passivhaus, not because it is negative, but just because of their personal perception or challenge. So there is very much a challenge for the Scottish industry in terms of also preparing, designing things to the dot, to really think of every detail in the design stage, and then sticking to that plan. I think that was one of the most challenges we have up to date. Also, the driver of the industry is in many ways profit. Sustainability is on everybody's webpage and brochure. When it comes to paying for it, then it becomes very much the first thing that's being axed. And so we see there is a lot of changes in the industry, and the industry in general, there needs to be a dramatic shift in the mentality, but also in the incentives to achieve that.
I do believe so. I think the best way to make people more aware of these technologies, thinking ahead of time, might be better for the occupant as well.
Yes, fully agree. Air conditioning in its old-fashioned way of working is not a very sustainable, energy efficient or even healthy technology. So yes, we don't provide air conditioning at all. It's a completely different technology.
Yeah. Okay. And how is your company planning to adapt to the future goals, such as the net zero or carbon neutral buildings?
Well, we are already providing our products and services, but it's not just a bolt-on. I think the thinking of it is that we always try to educate It's not just the one-off bolt-on, your solar panel or your heat pumps or whatever. Not one technology makes a house sustainable building. It's the sum of everything. It's the different aspects of it combined. And it's the holistic design approach that actually makes something not only sustainable but also then financially viable. How you design it. And unfortunately, we are just a small cog in the whole machinery by providing our ventilation and MVHR systems. But we like to partner with companies. And we like to partner, with architects and different partners in the industry, consultants. I personally would love to promote completely self-sufficient houses. I think there is a need for that. And that can only be done in the partnership of different providers of systems in order to achieve that. And hopefully we will be part of a team of that ilk.
No, that's good that you're also thinking about the partnership. So I just want to ask you a final thing. Do you have a message for any student graduating or they have already graduated about the construction industry?
Yes, my personal message is I think the mentality makes a big difference. We see such a divide in mentality. Most of the construction industry is just profit driven. Yes, you can go down that route and make lots of money by just selling products or houses and designs and services. But I personally have taken down a different route. I want to work conscientiously. I want to work with a good conscience. I want to do the best for our clients and the best for our planet. So my personal thought is look for companies and set yourself up in such a way that you can provide the best service possible and find partners of the same mind. Don't just go for the profit.
No, that's a good message. I just want to say to thank you for coming to this interview. And also, if you want to find more about Pole Heat Recovery, they have their own website, and I have seen it. They have a lot of products there and a lot of information. So if you guys want to see it, you can just check the website as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. Have a wonderful day.